Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to go over our daily technical analysis update of gold and silver. We'll go in there, look at some of the precious metals, look at the dollar, look at the 10-year yield. I'll give you what my opinion is of it. We'll look at some ETFs, we'll look at some individual companies, and I'll let you know what I would be doing and give you my financial opinion, which is not advice. It's just my opinion. You guys can go from there and decide what you want to do with this information. So let's dive in here. I'm going to go straight into the charts. We've got the dollar. The dollar was flat today, 0.07% roughly. And we've just been basically chopping sideways for a while. Usually under an expansionary phase, this wants to go lower. That's kind of what I'm looking for, is a move lower. And what we had here was 08, 09, or 08 was back here. We went into a consolidation period here. We started to increase over this period, and now we are coming back down. We're doing a retest move, and then I think we're going to head lower due to the expansionary phase of real estate. We're just going to push all of our stuff higher. The 10-year yield, I've got a projected move of about 3.2%. If you were to do this inverted head and shoulders, we are doing a little bit of the peak out here on the right-hand side for yields. What do the yields mean? If we break out here, it means that the derivatives market agrees with my outlook of inflation. It's the entire derivatives market agreeing with me. Now, keep in mind, these guys are a lot of the banks and all this stuff in there. They have insider information. They know what the banks are going to do. They probably know that rates are going to go up. So they're going to sell their bonds in preparation for higher rates. And that's probably what's going to happen. They also know that they're going to keep their foot on the pedal if they want to do fiscal spending. They know all that stuff. What we're looking at is the footprint that these people are putting in the charts. So these are our guys. These are the ones that are front running everything. They have the insider information. They're the ones doing all the illegal activities because they know all the information, and I just follow them by looking at the charts. So that's them. We've got gold going higher, $13.6 today. Yep, we bounced off this resistance area, came back, and we're coming back up. Silver, again, it's very similar to gold. Coming up today, matching its move higher, and we're still in this big pattern. And then looking at platinum, platinum outperformed the group. $16 up today, 1.7%. We bounced off this support line. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure. I would look for this to go up eventually here at some point for platinum. Looking at Karora Resources, again, we're down a little bit today. It's been really bouncing around. We're in a massive pattern, though, guys. This is a kind of a accumulation pattern that we still haven't broken to the upside yet. We're still accumulating sideways. EXK is another one that's been moving sideways here. And at the moment, we're just chopping sideways. We got good support underneath it. SILJ, again, we're chopping sideways. We're looking for a direction out of this, and GDX is very similar. We're just chopping sideways in this big old pattern. I would be a buyer down here and just hold on if for the long term. There's no real huge risk to be a buyer down here. It's just people think it's out of, some people think that gold and silver is out of favor, that it's not going to go up. And that's kind of the narrative you want to be invested in. You want to invest when everyone else thinks something's bad or wrong. And then all of a sudden it's going to rocket higher. You're not going to be able to jump on the ship fast enough if it just takes off. Metallic minerals, silver exploration company, it's looking good. It's right there, doing a back test on this big pattern. There it is. And I would be a long-term, buyer and just hold on to it. Koya Silver coming all the way down, 9.55% up day today. We're still in this downtrend. We got to break it. Discovery Silver, another exploration silver play with a bunch of metal in the ground. This has huge torque. Looks like I'm just going to draw something here. I mean, it looks like we're coiling up here for something. Looks like we're coiling up. Hopefully we can break to the upside above $1.70, flows above it, blast out of this zone here. AG, looking at AG. Again, we're just moving sideways in a massive, gigantic pattern. Once this pattern breaks, it's gone. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Same with Newmont. I still look at this big pattern here. Once this thing breaks, it's going to go far higher. It's forming the pattern. Mag Silver's on top of its pattern. Bouncing around on the top. We do have a lot of selling pressure above it. We'll see what happens here, but it looks good from a long-term perspective. Yamana Gold's inside of its little pattern here. Still chopping around. Big pattern though, big moves. It's probably going to move higher at some point very soon. Impact Silver throwing in a bullish monthly candlestick. Weekly candlesticks looking bullish. Well, that's daily there. Weekly's looking bullish too. You know, if you guys like silver companies, I would be a buyer of Impact Silver right here. Dang, I got something in my throat. But I'd be a buyer down here. You've got support all underneath here. It's going to pop higher. I think it looks good. Aftermath Silver's popping sideways. Not much really saying there. Akana Silver. A lot of people like this thing. Big downtrend break. We broke out and it kind of rolled over. And if you guys like it, I mean, it's up to you on what you want to do down here. PLG is one I would be buying here. If you guys have the cojones to ride through it, I mean, I bought a little bit right at this bottom here. I said, you know what? If you're going to give me the opportunity to buy it at its support line, coming at the bottom here, which is held 1, 2, 3, 4. It broke a little bit in the C19 event. Hit it a couple more times. I mean, I might as well throw some money in here at this really low price at $1.65, I think is what I put it at. I did fill. It's up today, 6.5% up to $1.80, but I threw some in here just to give a disclosure. Sand is also at its long-term support area. I don't think this can go massively lower, guys. I think we're going to hold here, but that's my opinion. Chart looks okay. Doesn't look bad. Franco Nevada, another one that I would add into on this massive big pattern that's about to break to the upside. That one looks good. EMX, this one's rolled over a little bit. It does kind of this return move. You might be able to steal some shares down here and then hold on for the bull market that's coming up ahead of us. Tuden Resources is riding low. It's riding on this support line. And you know what? It's up to you on what you want to do there. Wheaton Precious Metals looks like it's ready to break out of this big pattern at any point and make a big move to the upside, probably at least to $72, probably higher than that even. Gold Royalties coiling up quite dramatically in this little pattern here. I'd be a buyer. I have bought. I do own it. I didn't sell any of my Ely Gold, which went into Gold Royalty, and I've just been holding on. Metallo Royalty, another one that I would just hold on to or buy if you want to. We'll probably break this downtrend line and then launch higher eventually. Mavericks Metals has been holding on. Busting sideways, but it looks okay down there. Royal Gold's one that, you know, if you like a bigger royalty company, this one is doing okay. You know, Cisco Gold, I own this one. It's chopping sideways in this big old pattern that it's in. There's the pattern. Once we break this thing and go, it's going to have a fun little ride. So that's a Cisco Gold royalty. That's what I have for today, guys. Gold's looking solid. Same with silver and platinum. I haven't done much with my shares. I haven't bought anything new. I've just kind of let them ride. But and I bought PLG. I did buy PLG because it was down there. I did add and sprinkle some in, guys. That was actually a little bit heavy. I did a heavy sprinkle on that one. So we'll see what happens here. We've got the 10-year going up. It's breaking up. It doesn't mean that it's just going to go straight higher, but it's probably going to move around a little bit. We did have higher yields. We did have higher gold, silver, platinum prices. The dollar was basically flat. So we'll see what happens here. If rates keep going up, I think we're going to see that rotation of money start happening, and it's going to continue to happen. I think energy is going to be quite strong if rates continue higher. So I think energy is going to be the leader, and I do think gold and silver is going to follow, and they're all going to do quite well. That's what I think. So if you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.